Hi, it's Karen Davis here from glittermesilly.com, and I'm going to recreate this card that I've made for the Simon Says Stamp Wednesday Challenge blog. And this week we're featuring dies from Memory Box, and the challenge is to use more than one die or punch on your card. So I'm using the Stitched Heart Trio dies from Poppy Stamps or Memory Box, and I'm also using the brushed stamp set from Avery Elle. And for this version of the card, I'm using gold deco foil from Thermoweb. The previous card, or the original card that I made, I did a cream card with silver foil, which I used the Wow silver foil. And I'm using, instead of using my Mink, which is what I'd normally use, I'm using their Wow bonding powder. For my sentiment, I've taken one of the dies from the Sentimental die set from, again, Avery Elle, and that has also been foiled, and that's the Wow bonding powder, which acts as a kind of embossing powder. You use Versamark as you would an embossing powder, but what you end up with is a kind of sticky surface that you can adhere your foil to. So, as I said, I'm using Versamark ink to stamp out 3 of the brush strokes from the brush stamp set from Avery Elle, and using this bonding powder here, I'm going to heat set it. Now, this particular technique, as opposed to using the Mink, you get more of a kind of rustic, I suppose is the one way to describe it, effect. It's more of an antiqued, I suppose, foiled look rather than the solid look you would get if you were using the Mink. When you heat set it, it kind of, you can see as it changes, but you do have to work quite quickly because you need to lay the foil down while it's still quite warm. To help it adhere as best as possible, then I use a bone folder tool just to burnish over the area that I've foiled, and you can see when you pull it off you get a really nice, which kind of goes well, the effect that you get with this, it does go well with the effect of the brush stroke. So I'm going to die cut the hearts from white and from this kind of, I think it's sea glass from Simon Says Stamp, or mint. I'll need to double check the cardstock. So I've die cut several hearts, and obviously I'm going to use 5 in total, a combination of cream, white and the mint. Now here I'm going to create a strip of the gold foiled gold foiled card, so that I can die cut the sentiment from it. Now again, you need to work quite quickly, and you do get a kind of rustic, I'm trying to think of a better word but I can't. You'll see when I remove the foil the kind of effect that you get. It's an antique kind of effect really. I was going to use the thanks sentiment on this one, but then I decided to go back to using the celebrate die cut, and you can see there when you pull it out of it's been die cut now, and you get a really pretty foiled sentiment. Had I thought ahead, I would have backed that with some stick it or something like that to help me adhere it to the final card. So here I'm just using a tape runner just to add some adhesive to the back of the hearts, and I'm going to just arrange the 5 hearts that I've made. They have been layered up, so the mint hearts are layered up with white underneath, and the white hearts on top have got green underneath, and I've put in inside replace those little hearts with the alternate colours. The original card, the cream card, I used crystal drops to add little drops, but this one I decided to use some doodlebug sprinkles, the gold glitter sprinkles, just for a little bit of variation. So now I'm going to just adhere the celebrate. It's at this point that I decided I should have used stick it on the back of the card, and it would have been much easier to adhere it to the card front. But I'm using some mono multi matte medium, whatever it's called, I've forgotten the name of it, but I'm using that. I'm just using my finger to add a little bit of glue to the back of it. So you do have to be careful obviously, because at this point it is possible to totally mess up your card. So once that's kind of stuck into place, I'm just adding a little bit more adhesive just to the edges to make sure that it's all held down and in place. And then I'm just going to take some scissors and just snip off the little overhanging bits just to give it a nice clean finish and not have any little straggly bits hanging off either side. And so that's the card finished. I will show a little side-by-side comparison of the original. I think I actually prefer the gold version now that I look at it next to the silver, but you could use any combination. But that's the card finished, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.